Yo, yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fate, and you're listening to Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com. Another 5 beats, another 5 reviews, and I just want to say first, though, we just had the Beat This competition, and it was a good turnout. You know, there wasn't too many submissions, whatever, but that's because it was a theme, and you had to flip a sample and all that, so I know not everybody's into that or whatever, but, you know, if you're not into that, you should just try it, you know, just give it a shot. And, I mean, not that you should necessarily submit it, but at least just try to do it and see how it turns out. If it turns out okay, if you think it's okay, submit it then, you know, give it a shot. Because I know not everybody's into it. They want to just do, you know, synth stuff, you know, stuff on the computer or whatever. So, yeah, but anyway, try it. Try some flipping and stuff. Plus, there's also the sample flippage in the forums. Try that too because... you know, I'm trying to do it. I think it's every week or maybe 2 weeks or something. I try to do every week. I think to put up a new sample flip, and just something fun to do. You know, so give it a shot. All right, so let's get into it. First up, we've got Krog 85 with OK. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Krog 85 with OK. All right, so on this one, you know, I didn't have too much to really nitpick at, you know, but you know, because everything's on point. I mean, everything's dope. I like the way you brought the drums in. First of all, that was really good. Nice intro and everything. The drums sound really, really good. The nice keys and everything. And I like the fact that you have the electric guitar on the hook. That's really good. That's really dope. And the only thing is the bass line. You know, the bass line's fine. It's just that I just think that the sound of it, you know, doesn't really go too well with the track, you know, because it's tricky with the bass line sometimes, and you know, it doesn't always go well with what the other instruments you have and all that stuff. So in this case, I'm picturing like a saw bass on it, okay, like one of those saw basses, because I mean, you could try it, you know, but or you could keep what you have and add some kind of saw bass on top and just, you know, EQ it so it just, you know, mixes together, whatever, you know, because I don't know, it's just the style of the beat. I don't know, just something with it. It's like, I don't know, this bass line, it's not, like I said, it sounds good. I just think that, you know, just for like just for comparison, let's say, you know, I'd rather hear it with something else, you know, just to see how it sounds and all that. But I do like it. It's a very solid beat. But I'm just picturing saw bass for some reason. I don't know. Try that, you know. I think that'd be really good, you know. Maybe it's because of the tone of the beat, you know, how smooth it is. You got a little bit of a vocal snippet there, the piano. I think that'd be a nice addition, because that way it's not just the smooth bass line with it, you know, you have like the saw bass, for example, that's like, kind of like a total opposite, you know, because it will work, you know, like I'm assuming so. But I don't know, give that a try and see how it turns out. But I like to hear that. That'd be pretty cool. But other than that, it's a really dope beat, and I like it. Yeah. All right. So next up, we've got Jody Curtis with "Light Up Atlanta." Let's check it out.
Are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble!
ATL, keep putting them lighters up. 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 The club light. ATL, keep putting them lighters up. 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 The club lights.
All right. Okay, so that was Jody Curtis with "Light Up Atlanta." All right, so this one is nice and bouncy. I like this track. The drums are really on point. That's good. And I really like the bass line because it sits well in the mix. It's not overwhelming or whatever. It's just there. You know, at one point I was like, "Is there a bass line here?" But listening to it, yeah, it blends in really nice. So that's a good job on that. The drums and the bass and all that. And when you have the main keys there in the middle of the beat there, I can hear it. I can hear it looping. I can hear it cut off a bit. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's a sample you have or if it's a synth you're playing or whatever, but I can hear it. You know, I can hear the do do do, and it just kind of cuts off. So, so I would suggest. I mean, I don't know if it's just like a matter of just fixing the envelope at the end or whatever. You could do that, or just to make it sound more fluid. What I like to do is just take the tail end of that and just add just a slight delay to it. You know, so it's barely noticeable, but at least you don't hear this abruptness cutting off. You know, so maybe just try that. You know, it could just be an error that you just didn't pick up on it. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, just fix that little part. That's about it. You know, and of course you have the vocals on it and stuff as your hook and everything. That's pretty cool. But I was hoping you have some sort of synth lead for the main part of your beat, because we have the keys going and stuff. That's good, but it's just if you had something like some sort of variation, you had a synth lead on top of that. I expected that to come in, so maybe bring that in. I don't know, bring in some kind of synth lead or something, you know. So but other than that, it's a really dope beat. I like it. It's nice and bouncy. That's the main thing I liked about it, was bouncy and stuff. And yeah, I can see this being some sort of anthem. All right, so next up we've got Memento Beats with Instagram Monster. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Memento Beats with Instagram Monster. All right, so this one's really smooth beat. Drums are on point. Bass line's dope. I like the background. That's the main thing. The background, the bass with the synth, the really low synth and all that stuff. You had your main lead, which is really good. It sounded good and everything like that. And I like the way you flip the drums to bring in, like, to transition from one part to the next. So that was good. But I was just hoping all the way through that you'd cut off the lead and then just have that background part with the bass line and the drums. You know what I mean? But you did that, but only at the end. I was like, oh, I'm waiting for it. I was like, where is it? But because it sounds so smooth, that background. So, I mean, you could do what you did and everything. That's cool, but it's just that I just expected that a lot sooner in the beat. So, I would have done that a lot sooner. That way you can. I'm just thinking. Let's say you have someone rapping over this, right? Like then you'd have to do that. To have them, give them some space with the vocals, or whatever. So. I would have done that a lot earlier though, for sure, because then you could do whatever vocals or like some kind of like snippet from a movie or something, or scratching, whatever the hell you do, but something like that. But yeah, that was nice, but it's just I would have brought that out more because the background is really nice. It blends in nice with the bass line. I would have liked that a lot more earlier, so maybe try that. But but it's a dope beat though. I like it, and I think that was the only fault really, was just that. I was like, man, I wanted to hear that sooner than later, so. But it's a dope beat. Keep it up, man. All right, so next up we've got No Nonsense Beats with Strong Arm. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was No Nonsense Beats with Strong Arm. All right, so this is a good beat because this is what's interesting about it, is that it's when you have the piano and the synth right at the beginning, it doesn't sound great on its own. It's one of those things because it's a synth, right? It's from a plugin, and on its own they're usually pretty thin and whatever. My personal preference is I'll use that, but then I'll dirty it up, but that's just for me, but so what you have is that it's just clean, thin, but then when the drums drop in with the bass, it kind of covers it, it masks it, so that was good. I like that because it comes in and it just blends in so well, so that was really good. I like that. So when you do that though, just keep in mind that if you do leave the piano and synth open, that some people might interpret it that way, that it's it's kind of thin sounding, whatever, so but for what you did, it was really good and all that. I was just expecting some kind of synth lead later on in the beat, you know what I mean? But other than that, it was dope though. I was just expecting a little bit more for the main, part of your beat, the main loop and all that stuff, but it was good. I liked it because, like I said, I mean, it's not my preference, when it comes to beat making and stuff, me, I'm more like the 90s stuff or whatever, but, for what you did, I did really like it, actually. It's just that, I would just dirty it up a bit, but that's just my preference, but anyway, so, but that's good, so just remember that, just in case, you didn't realize that or whatever, but because I've had that experience myself when I'm using certain synths sometimes where, let's say a piano, for example, it just doesn't sound, dirty to me, right? It just sounds pretty thin, and I think a lot of people probably don't realize that, or, they're just so used to hearing the synths now when they play a plugin, they're just used to hearing everything sound that way and all that, but to me, I like to give it some oomph, give it some thickness and all that stuff. So yeah. But anyway, other than that, dope beat. I like it. All right, so next up we got Pops Beats with Y'all Ready for Nas. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Pops Beats with Y'all Ready for Nas. Now for this one, I was expecting, it was like an actual full beat or whatever, but instead it's an interlude, right? I mean, that's what it kind of sounds like. It just sounds like an interlude because it's, as I'm listening to it, it just builds up, and I'm just thinking like I'm waiting for like this beat to drop in, but it didn't. So I was like, okay, it's an interlude. That's what it sounds like. So it's good because you're saying Y'all Ready for Nas and all that, and you keep scratching and everything. So I was anticipating, which was good. I like that. Even though nothing dropped in like a full beat, but still. But I do have to say though that first of all, the kick's very loud. It's very distorted. So just be careful with the kick. And I guess because the kick, it sounds like maybe an 808 you have in there or something, but it's nice with the guitar and everything like that, the scratching. So it is a really, really good beat. It's just, I just think the mix should be tighter. It should be tighter though, because I just find that some of the sounds, they're just kind of like, they're not really, balanced out or whatever, if you will, so, and for the scratching too, don't be afraid to pan left and right and all that, and really, make use of the whole canvas here and all that, but the other thing too is that I just think that definitely because of this type of beat and because you have the scratching, like it sounds like I said, it sounds like you're building up, right? Like you're building the momentum. I think definitely you should have some strings in the background. Just a simple string track or whatever, just looped, let's say, just loop like a little, let's say using a sample, you take a string sample, just something very simple, loop it, and but very mild in the background, very low, whatever. But just try that, because I think it would just add some character to the beat, because right now it's just kind of this drums, bass, guitar type thing with some samples, scratch or whatever. Just try to add some strings all the way through and stuff. I think it would just bring it out a bit, just to give it a bit more life or whatever, So, but the main thing is the kick. Just make sure with the kick and the bass, whatever, because it was distorted and all that stuff, But I did like where you're going with it, and I think it just needs a few tweaks, and you'd be good to go. All right, okay, so that's it from me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending your beats in. I'll keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat is... The winner is, drum roll please, Krog 85 with OK. Let's check it out.
Keep talking about